stuff, right?
Much appreciated.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I covered already, um, you basically had to do final presentation, so you had to get slides. What I basically did here to create these slides, I dropped every single item into the AI, and I said AI, take the final Word document and create slides, and also with these slides create script, create create script to suit the slides.
Okay.
So that's how we get a script and plus the slides. Um, with the script, I basically tell it to, let's see if I have the prompt here. You can use the same prompt that I had. All right. All right. So I tell it create concise script for each slide. Here's the full doc so you can pull what we had while presenting in to the instructor. Right. Before that, I actually asked it actually hold me the slide. Um, right. So I asked it to yeah, it's a little long conversation, a little thing I was trying to figure out what to get, right? So this is the prompt here. Create a polished professional PowerPoint. Now, before I even went to the AI to ask it all this, I do a storm, I'll type it up, and then I went to ChatGPT and asked it to prompt it properly, and then I
Okay.
send it here. Because AI will help the other AI to understand what I'm trying to say. So, create a
So
polished,
AI really is the future to everything, boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
boy. Because, I mean, we have broken English and we may not be able to explain ourselves in the terms that the AI may know how to understand things, but we could utilize it to help us do that now. So that's what I do here. So I told it, create a polished professional PowerPoint. Well, this is the prompt here, so you're basically doing that. The whole point Miss was trying to make is that we have the full flesh on the Word document. We don't want that displayed on the slides. We just want the summary versions of all the deliveries. To make sure that, well, I was really curious to see what it would have generated first, so that is why I didn't put specifically what I wanted, but it ended up doing everything for me. So back down to the ground. So from there, I asked it to, well, I see the slides and I say, well, I like this. And I tried to export it and it was real hell. So I said, you know what, Justin? You're thinking in the box. And I say, generate the slides for me and generate a PowerPoint slide for me so I can download it. And it gave me the link here. Once I click this, it will download it. Right? So I got the PowerPoint slides and I got the script. So that was the two things that we had. From there, what you want to do is basically go to Canva. In Canva, what I basically use, so the next step is compiling the scripts, getting the audio, making a video. So in order to do that, the PowerPoint that would have the transitions and stuff like that are very limited and it's a very complex. It's complicated basically. So I basically utilize this Canva, and this is where we had the slides. So in total we had 20 slides. What I would have
Mm-hmm.
done, I would have actually right. So what I would have done, this section here is saying uploads. I would have take the PowerPoint and just drop it in that section. And when I drop it
Okay.
in that section, what you could do, right, so that's my ID card there when I was small. So what I did basically, I just double click this. Wait, hold on, no, I put this select items. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. No, no, that's SVG designs. Right. So when you drop it in, it will go into designs. And then it have you see in here it's saying 1 to 18, you only really
So
see it.
yeah.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
then you put you could either put you could either click it, right, double click it. Right, so I'm gonna control Z and back. Right, so when you drop it in, you're gonna get all the slides because PowerPoint Canva basically created in such a way that it could utilize any sort of design. And what I really wanted was this to be able to click everything and edit everything. So
Yeah.
that is what I wanted from the PowerPoint slide. So I just drag and drop, and then you would have see all this here. And what I basically said is embed design, and it would apply all the slides going
With the same
going
format,
yeah
yeah.
in the same format and everything. And it's so simple. What you had to do now to add animations. Let me say what I told Javid recently. I said it's very easy. The two main things is you're gonna need transitions, right? So if you're seeing spaces between each slide, if you hover in the middle, you will see this the play button
Mm-hmm.
here. I said add
Yeah.
transitions. You can add any transitions you want. You can add flow like this or color swipe, which you will be seeing in our presentation. So you could do that and add transitions for each item. Secondly, yeah, adding animations to the slide itself. So what I told Javid, I say, well, to make it easier, you could click the side you want to start with first, and then click the other slide that you want to end with. So let me say from 1 to 3 is Camille presenting on that, or that is the delivery from 1 to 3. The first delivery, you click the first slide and you just hold on Shift on the keyboard and just click number 3, and it would highlight all 3. And just
Right.
go at the top here and see animate, and you animate. So it would animate every single thing on the slide with that same animation, so you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
actually do anything. And from there, after you finish everything and you like what you're seeing, you go to share, download, and you have a options here. You could either download it as a PowerPoint, PDF, MP4, PNG, JPEG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, right. So what I basically did is I I it was kind of tricky because I was really wondering how I'm gonna go about this to get the audio and stuff like that. But what I did is download the video. So what it would do, it would automatically go through each slide with the animations and the transitions, so you get the whole full video here in HD quality. Because I find that really great that they give me a HD option. You download
Okay.
that in HD quality, and then from there I would have also download the photos of each slide, because I know that we will have to keep a still picture when we presenting, so that it would make up the
Mm-hmm.
time for the audio. So when you have those two things now, it will look like this. Right. I know the audio part you really it mightn't really be doing that. But I basically right, so when I download all the photos, it will come based on the slide number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a easy kind of sorting through there.
Mm-hmm.
So that then I have all the audios. Every single audio here has been sorted through. This is the app I was talking about, Audacity. It's free. So I open up Audacity. It's basically an audio editing software. I basically used it when I was younger, so I kind of have an understanding of how this works.
Okay.
However, I will just teach you the basics, right? You right click here, you add stereo track, and then, or you don't need to do none of that, and you just take your audio, you drag it, and you drop it, bam. And typical things we could do, I just, as the recording is here, I know that you will not fully understand it now, but you can always read the recording. You hold on your control on your keyboard and you zoom in with your scroll wheel, or you zoom in
Mm-hmm.
however, right? So normally when Ole was speaking, it had a lot of background noises. So what I basically did here, I tried to eliminate those background noises. So in this little gap here, you would have heard some background noise, but you're not hearing anything. So because I removed the background noise. So in order to
Okay.
actually do that, you go into effect, then you go into noise removal, noise reduction. So it's two steps here. You gotta do this. You gotta do the first step is basically to get the profile. So you're basically telling the application what to look for, so it would know well what to eliminate in the audio. So
Okay.
I would have heard the audio and I say, well, right here some light are real noise by background noise. So I highlight this, and then I say, right, I want you to see that I am trying to remove this noise. So the first thing is to get noise profile. So I get the noise profile, so it will know, well, this is what I'm looking for throughout the whole audio. I will click here in this area to click the whole track. Then I will click effect, noise repair, noise reduction, and I would go and press OK. Now step two, you gotta do the settings here, right? It's simple. you would have a default setting, or you would,
Mm-hmm.
edit it to like sensitivity is how sensitive, like y- you would have background noises through the pauses, but you would also have background noises in the when you're speaking too. So you're actually telling it, you're saying, well, I want you to be very sensitive. And it's actually take a fine tooth comb and look through even these sections here to look for that. Now, every single render after you press OK, it will turn down the audio to remove all these stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
you could also go back. So if you don't like how it's sounding, you could also go back. But I had it on 10
Okay.
because I feel like that was really good for me,
Good enough. Safe,
right?
yeah.
And the strength, this is the first line here, strength, I put it on 10. So that was it. And then, like for certain persons, normally if you talk close to the mic, you will hear it like it attacking your ears. So
Me.
not necessarily I as well. And then so for that, what I basically did here is I went on the what is this? Yeah, volume and compression. Um, I'll go to compressor. Compressor is basically what it is. It compresses the audio within a certain limit so that the audio will not reach a certain amount to kind of sound like it's attacking it. So I'll go on compressor. It have presets already. I find that I found that this one was really great. Gentle, which would
Mm-hmm.
have like if you look at the audio, you seen it like a little slope here, right? It would have been sharpened, it would have been much sharper, and I'll show you how that would look. It would look like this. Let me see. I think this is one of the audio here. I'm not sure if it converted, but we drop it and I'll show you. Right, so look at this audio here. Right, so, well, let me see if I record something right now.
We will now look at
Good
the
day. My
vision
name is
mission.
Right, so let me just add a track and I'll show you how this look.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just solo, and I will go to,
We will now look at
Good
the
day.
vision.
oh, let me mute you, mute. Right, so this is how it will sound if I do that. Hi, good day. My name is Justin Ryan, and I kind of like blowing into the mic. Right, so this is how it will look choppy like this, and when you apply that, it will kind of smoothen it out. So you want to press click on this, gentle, apply, and it will smoothen out the audio. You will see that now. Hi, good day. My name is Justin Ryan. So if you look here, if it's going above this and I see it turning red, that means it hitting, attacking your ear. So when I apply that, it stays within the limit from here to here, and
Green,
it doesn't
yeah.
thing. So that basically it for this. What I wanted to show you again is you might need this is you might need to know how to delete certain gaps. So like to make it, so like if I had so like how we had where you guys was talking and I wanted to kind of cut it down for time and I kind of like blowing into the mic, right? And I kind of like blowing into the. So let me just to make that. Let me just mute this. Right. So you, like from here to here.
And objectives.
Right. So this is a very long pause. I know you're gonna say something. So what I would have done, I would have highlight here. Now press delete button on my keyboard. I'll delete. So
Okay.
so then I'll hit.
And objectives. And happily ever after.
So yeah, you gotta use a discrepancy. You gotta use discrepancy because sorry, not your discrepancy. You gotta use your gut basically because sometimes if you do cut it down, it will sound like you just adding, you just it
Yeah,
rushing.
yeah.
Okay,
Because I couldn't tell
you
we
really
pause and all these
right.
things. Yeah.
You really need to know if the pause was really too long or if the pause was actually okay. So that was
Mm-hmm.
that. So I'll show you how to noise reduction. I'll show you the noise reduction. I'll show you the gentle preset for compressing the audio in case it attacking your ears. And now I'll show you how to render the audio. So you notice I have a button here saying mute and solo. So it
Right.
have right. So those things. So the audio that I actually wanted to render was this one, and I put this one on solo because I only want everything else. I want this one alone to be active and everything else to be muted. For further precaution, I just mute every single other track. So let me show you how your track was looking actually. So, right, so I have all the profiles was created here. So we have Camille, me, and myself, and so this is all your audio, or well, I'm not sure why that if I pick up my right. So this is all my audio here. Well, right. So this is all my audio here. So every single track that I had, I basically recorded within the app, or you can just drag and drop our audio. Now, some audio types
Okay.
doesn't be compatible, but don't ever, when you reach that point, don't ever, be scared. You just basically find out what audio file it is, because audio have different files. It have MP3, it have WAV, it have some stuff that I don't even know. But basically, when you see you will see the file type on your computer like this, and you just basically go on the internet, this file type to MP3, and that is all you need to do. And you will
Okay.
find a free one somewhere. And once it's converted, you drag and drop in here, and it will think. So from there now, I want to export the audio. So let me see, I want this one alone. I go on File, Export Audio, Export to Computer, name it, decide on
Mm-hmm.
where it want to go, if I want to put it in here or whatever the case may be. And then, so this will be where you're looking to find your audio files. Quality, 320, which is the highest definition. And
Okay.
I basically press export, and it would export, and I would find it in my file. So you do that for all the audios that you had. So that in itself was a little 30 minutes to see.
Yeah, editing is time consuming.
Yeah, that is why I was trying to get everything fast so that by the time this, because I know for sure it could be real quick. Um, Based on the experience, you know, because that is how it used to be when I used to be in UV and we had to do presentations and things. So, so this is all the audios here. So you would have you number them to kind of have a little thing, and you also put the name of the person as well, so you would know who it is that you're dealing with. So by this time, you would already have your slides, you already have your MP4 video. Then you would also have your audio to work with. And I ran through how you get your slides on Canva and rendering the stuff on Canva, right? So you could either choose. So the two things I would have chose was the MP4 and the photos.
Okay.
And then from gathering all my resources, I would then go into the editing software. Now the editing software for me is a cracked version, so I had to disable my security system. And now I'm gonna show you how it actually did look like. I think I had it somewhere here. Okay, let me go back. Right. So Filmora is anybody up? And yeah, computer might have a
FILMORA.
yeah, Filmora. You could either buy it or you can get the crack version. I really if you have the money, buy it, but it's a subscription based application, meaning that you always have to renew your license, or it does actually have an option to buy the whole app, but you will not get updated. You will not get updates. So let me say that update with something, you wouldn't get the update until you actually buy that update. Right. So I
Only
say
money, more money. You see all the smart?
yeah. So this is our presentation here. So let's double click this. I will open up. Right. So actually supposed to show you how to create a new project. Alright, so this is the dashboard here. You enter into any editing as yet. You gotta decide what you want to make first. This version have a lot of AI stuff, so you don't even need to be limited to anything. You can go to many different things. You could do templates, even with TikTok and all these different things. You could do all these things here. You just load up a template and you drop in all your stuff.
Okay.
Right, so you can do text to video, you can do short clips, any sort of things, but I will show you the basics what I use here. So So this is aspect ratio. So if you wanted to be on your phone, so 916 is your phone, the ratio on your phone, the long screen on your phone, and then this is so it's portrait and landscape basically. I don't want to be too complicated. So you choose it. So you can choose portrait and landscape. I choose landscape. I click new project, and it will enter into this place here. Do not fear. It's looking complex, but it really not. You ever used CapCut before? Nothing, editing, no editing software?
Probably once or twice do a silly little video.
Okay, cool. It's similar, but easier actually. I find this is
Okay.
one of the easiest software you could ever use. So this is our presentation here. This is the audio at the bottom here. And this at the top here is the video and the photos.
Slides. Yeah.
If I zoom in here, same thing, control on your scroll wheel and you zoom in. So this would have been at this point, right? So this is the picture. This is the video here. I utilize the video, I cut it up. So I think you just get the transition, which you would see here. So this is transition, and then go to the photo. The photo and the video is the same slide, same material. So it wasn't really hard to just paste the photo at the top and make it look like it, you know, really and truly did stop there, right? So good. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is you want to add in all your media on your sources and everything. So I just drag and drop every single thing. So drag and drop. So I would have gone to my download section. I would have gone, the first thing I would have done is highlight all these audios here, take them and drop them in here. Right? It's already there, so I don't need to drop it in. Then I would take the video, drop it in here as well. And then I would also get the photos, but for the photos I did not drop it in because it would have been too much things to cycle through. So I had the main things here. But for the photo, all I really did was just come back here and I draw and drop it on the timeline. Right? So is there. The timeline is basically where you used to scroll back and forth. So you have a scroll wheel at the bottom here. This is your timeline.
Okay.
Right? Timeline, because it prone by time. If you go here, is 19 minutes, 19:30, whatever the case may be. Alright, so you're dropping all the audio, so now you're wondering, well, how are we gonna do this? Right, so by default, it would have two sections. It would have your audio section and it would have your video section, and anything else really and truly that you want to add in, that is a photo, a video, whatever the case may be. You could only have two sort of elements here. Two sort of materials, your audio and video, or picture, whatever the case may be. So every single item here is placed on a I would call this a channel length, right? So we have video 1, video 2, video 3 and 4. Every single channel have a particular source of material on it, right? So video 3 would have had photos, video 2 would have had videos, and well, video 1 would have had something I can't remember. And from there we also have the audio. I created two audio channels because I trying to blend in the audio. With only having one channel, you will not be able to blend in the audio because you need space. But I'm actually going against the space. I'm lapping it over, so it will look something like this. I'm lapping it over here, right?
Okay.
So, right, so I'll start off with the audio first. I'll start off with the first thing I want to do. I would do it how I actually started it. So, to the start, right? So the first thing I actually did, right? So, the logo of the company, adding the photo of the logo, and on the photo, right? It have these things here. These are different things you could add. This is how you edit or add stuff to your edit.
Okay.
You could add titles. You could add transitions. Right? Transitions is really actually what it is. It will actually show you how it would look like if you click it. Right? So if you had so normally transitions is be from one material to our next material, and effects is before the actual material is applied to the material. So if I had a slide, spin open to this
Okay.
slide, this is how we're gonna this is how it's gonna do. It's gonna open, right? So, and if I had a transition, it would either be to the beginning, between one or two slides, or it could be at the end of the slide. So I'll show you, because I actually had it at the end here. Right, so transitions would either be between two slides or just have it on one slide. Right, yes. So from here, this was actually a transition here. This was the footer or something like that. Right, so this was a transition between two slides. If I zoom in, it will have options. So that's are running through everything, but I will get into the application of it just now. Let's show you how this looks like.
Yeah.
So the transitions will have, yeah, you go into your transitions, you see it have like these two things here, that means that is indicating it's a transition. So you just drag, and you can either drag and drop and place in the middle of the two slides, or place it on this side or that side. It's three ways it can actually apply. The middle to connect two slides, or at the end of a slide, or at the beginning of a slide. It doesn't really, it's up to you. So they have that in this application. We mended two slides, and then at the end we had an ending transition, which was the flowers, right? Which would have ended like this, and there we go. So this you would see is actually at the end of the slide, right? Well, they have some fancy words here: postfix, prefix, or overlap, right? So that's basically it. Other than that, so let's touch that what that is. Right, so this is the neatest way possible. You should have your edits. You have everything that you're dealing with on a separate channel, because you don't want things to be messy. Right, you dedicate one channel for one particular thing, and so that is the trend going down. Right, so the editing is really and truly editing. Right, you know what your audio is, you know your material, you know your slides, you know your material, you know your audio, you know you have your outline, which is the numbering of. So that is what I did first. I basically created how we're gonna present on the actual presentation.
In what order, yeah.
Alright, so Camille would have presented on 1 to 3. So I know that the first person I'm starting off with doing the audio is basically Camille, but I also know that we doing our intro, and we can't really meet in person to kind of create anything, but I improvise by understanding how the presentation should look and sound. So I did an intro voice note. So I did the intro, but I also, within that voice note, I said, well, this is my team, and so is the case, and everybody introduced themselves. So with that, I'm gonna show you how to. So the first thing I did was drag and drop the audio. So I drag and drop the audio, and then in dragging and dropping the audio, it would have different parts in the audio. So I will show you how to cut audios and, well, cut anything actually. So the first thing you have to do is basically, so let me see in the application of this here.
We will be presenting our wedding planning project for Jane Bancroft and Liam Vance.
So let me say I just want this piece of audio. I don't want anything else. Right, so the first thing I do, I indicate which audio or which item that I'm looking to edit or cut. So the one that I actually looking to edit and cut was your audio. This is it. So I could have clicked this one, or I could have clicked that one, but I clicked this one. It would only cut what you highlight. It will not cut anything else. If you're worried, hey, you're gonna cut this, no. So it's very simple. As I said before, it's the most simplest app I use. You highlight your thing, you select where you want this item here is the scissors, right? Once you click here in the middle, it will cut it, right? It split the track.
So if you cut it and you realize that you wasn't supposed to cut it, or you cut too much, you could put it back, or
right,
no?
So you have a strip here of tools. You have, Right, so you have, well, the ones that you need to know is the back button, right? You can either use Control and Z, or you can just press back. These are the long way to do it, but I'll show you the short ways because these really work when you're trying to work fast. So you click your thing, you cut it, you realize, wait, no, I don't want this cut, right? Because you have two things now, it's like, wait, boy. You press Control Z, you go back to your initial point. Let me say you make a mistake now. You chop here, you chop this next one, you chop all of them at the perfect timing. But then when you go to chop the third one, you say, well, I chop it at the perfect timing. I don't really want to go back, but you really have to go back now because you realize this one here, this audio, you make a mistake here and you cut it at a bad point. What you really could do here, you use your nuggets and what I would do is basically take this audio and say, well, all right, I want to edit this one. Now remember you have your source material already uploaded, which would be in here, right? Based on that source, once that source material here, it will pull the data from here, so you can actually edit this further. So you could do things like this. You realize with I chop here, but I need to edit here, but I don't want to press Ctrl Z because if I press Ctrl Z, it will go back. This will not be cut again, it will go back.
Okay.
So I say, well, I need to extend this audio because I need to think. If I go to the end of this here, you will see like it have a fork or pointing to the left side, and then you'll see it our next one pointing to the right side. So I need to extend this audio, so what I could do is just at the edge here, click my mouse, and I just pull it forward.
Okay.
Right? So I'll pull it forward, and I pull in the data from what I already have uploaded, so it will not be hard to basically to do anything. And that's pretty much it. So I could now say, well, I don't need to go back unless I really need to go back. So Control Z, you would realize. So if I really had to go back, it would have removed all the work that I already did. So now I'm going back forward. So there we go. And now I will show you, if you realize in the audio, it have like a fade in and a fade out in the voice. Some blend it in. I'll show you how to do that. So this is controlling the volume of each audio file. Once it's cut and it's separated, if it is a whole audio and you're trying to control the audio volume, you'll be controlling the audio volume for the whole strip of audio.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Right? But if you cut it up, you can control it separately. This little line you're seeing here, this is your audio level. So if I hold this, so if I hover over it and I click it and I bring it down, or I'll drag it up, the audio would raise. Right? So you would see here it's saying volume, and then it's saying 1.62 decibels. That's the height.
Yeah.
That's the height in the volume. So if I carry it up, it will raise. If I drop it, it will go into negative, which is lower. So that's your volume control in there. And then to fade in and fade out, we basically do, I just zoom in a little bit for you to see, because it's very hard to see. I actually had to zoom in more for you to see this. Right, so let me see here. Okay. Right. You could also right click on your mouse and click a space and just drag instead of using the scroll wheel. Right, so if you look here, you'll see it have a lighter green and a darker green. The darker green is the actual audio, the lighter green is the application of the fade bar. This little thing you're seeing here, if you hover and you're seeing that green thing, that is where you will use the fade. Right? If I hold it down, you will see the duration of the fade and wherever they start. That really don't matter. It's just up to you. So this is how it will look at start. You will not have that. And so if you hover over, you will see it on the edge here. You will see it turn white when you're on it. And then to fade, based on your discretion, you can either fade it by drag it more. If you drag it up, you fade more smoothly in. It would increase because as you see going up a hill, it will increase in to the actual height of the audio. And if you like have it here, it will be a rough incline. So it will come in a little smooth, but it would eventually rise faster to the height of the audio.
Okay.
So it's based on your preference, right? How you blend in the audio. So this is fade in, same thing with fade out. It depends on how you want the audio to either you want it to gradually go down, or you wait to immediately go straight down to that point, but still have a little fade. That's basically it for audio levels and fading, right? And so I deal with the audio. You know how to, well, you will, based on the recording, you will be able to go over it, but I went through the level of the audio, I went through cutting audio. The cutting applies to anything. If you don't know where your cutting scissors is or your timeline is, that little red thing here is your timeline actually. If you drag this,
Okay.
it would actually, you will see on the screen here, these things moving as I drag it. Because,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
that is the timeline. You're dragging through time on the video, right? The cutting applies to anything. So I could cut this as well. Bam, cut you, right? And I could actually take you now and put you here, or I could put you down here. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
So we could either mend it in, blend it, whatever the case may be, join two of them, add a transition or something, and just drop a transition in, and it will come in something like this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that looking real good day. So that is basically it for cutting audio and this and adding transitions. So those are the major things I need to know. The audio level is also a major thing as well. You want all the audio levels the same height, so that when you're really rendering and you're looking over your audio, you don't want to hear one person soft and then the next person real high, like we really going
Yeah.
on here. So that's that. So once you compile all your stuff, right? You go on you plan out how you want your video to basically be, right?
Okay.
So I would have gone from Camille first, but before that I would have done the introductions. I slap in the audio and I slap in the logo, and then from there now I went to the next part. It's basically project management in a sense. So you know what coming next. So the next thing would have been Camille 1 to 3, slide 1 to 3. So I went back to my media. I drag in. I already had the video here, so I reached the part where you're gonna talk now, and I
Mm-hmm.
basically chop off the part where you're gonna start, which is here. So this is the video and this is the picture, the slide, right? So I chop off that part, I add in the photo right after the video finishes, so that it will
Mm-hmm.
stand still. It will stand still. So after that, it will stand still, and carry it to the duration of I carried it to the duration of
The
the
audio.
audio, right? So it was very easy. So once I know that you're gonna start here now, all right, I say, all right, she's gonna start there now on slide 2. We if it's one audio, it's not hard. You just have to figure out where the person ending, and
Yes, definitely.
from that point, you just drop your thing and you drag it to the end of where he stops. So that's basically that, and you go on doing the same thing over and over. So you're going straight down the line doing that, cut, drop, add in your photo, edit your audio, blending things. I do all the mandatory works first, and then after I add in transitions and effects something after, because the main priority was basically to get the video with the mandatory parts, so in case we run out of time, we have something to put forward instead of trying to perfect everything on the first try and not getting
You know.
anything at all. So that is it. Um, Anything you don't understand or you need clarity on, because the
Well, I
record,
mean, at the end of the day, with these things, you gotta be practicing it
yeah, I
to
put in
get.
practice. Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe some weekend or something when I have time, I could sit down on
yeah,
Audacity and what's
and the
this one? Start with
Filmora,
that. Filmora.
yeah, Filmora,
Download them and start playing with them and see what I can find out. And my husband actually kind of like these things, so
mm-hmm.
whatever I miss, he could probably pick up and we could
Nice.
do
So
something together from there. One more question before you go. So now you mentioned Canva. Like, what other basic
what we utilize to kind of get
that
things like
it's
this
good to
done,
have? It could help. Yeah.
you need to get well, for me, it was very convenient for us to get recordings right after the session. So you could download OBS Studio. That would help you to kind of record your screen, entire screen while during the lecture. So you don't have to wait until the lecture actually upload the video, right? So OBS is basically very, very straightforward.
OBS?
Yeah, OBS is the name of the application. So, but these are actually some really good stuff you're asking here because most persons don't really know these things, which they should know at this level in doing courses and things because you really want to kind of have some materials to work with after you finish your course, and you want to keep them as well. So the software name is OBS. It has a dashboard. This is the dashboard you will be coming into when you open it up.
Right.
Uh, um, this is dashboard, but it have something called docs, right? A doc is basically, in this term, is basically a section for different things. You have a section for your scenes, which you'll be transitioning in and out of different. So right, so let me make it simple. Right now we're recording my entire screen, right?
Right.
Because I set it to that. A scene is basically like a director chair. So on the director chair, you directed a movie. Every single, all right. So in a movie, you have different scenes. You have a scene where, let me say, everybody hates Chris. You have um, you have him doing a skit in a bedroom, or then you have him doing a skit at school. You have different
Mm-hmm.
scenes. So this is basically it. So your scene is basically your scene will be connected to your sources. Your sources is what the scene will be consistent of. So the scene will be your different sets, and your sources will be what is on that set. So for everybody at Tris in school, it would have different things on the set, which would have been a locker, something like that, whatever the case may be. These are those things. These are the things that you would have on your set. So I have my display capture. You could add them by simply, so you can add your scene. The first thing would be a scene. You add your scene by just clicking the plus arrow. I'll do an example here. Scene 2, it would ask it, well, I want this to be YouTube stream, right? All right, so I want that
Mm-hmm.
to be my YouTube stream. It will see blank. Then I want on that, so this is my scene here, but I don't have nothing connected to the scene as yet, so I need to add some stuff. You have a multiple range of things, but I'll teach you the basic ones. You can add from media on your computer to even any sort of thing, right? Um, for me, I would say, well, let me say, all right, so window capture, right? Window capture is straightforward. So the main two things is display capture, which is the entire screen, window capture, which is windows. So like these things. This is our window. This is our next window. This is our
Okay.
third window, right? So let me go in window capture for simplicity's sake. If you want to name it, put settings. So this will be settings, right? And I just press OK. And then it will ask me, well, select where you want, which window you want to select. So right now we have Brave running in the background, which is this thing here. That is actually the
Mm-hmm.
little thing here, right? That is what's gonna be showing on this, like a drag that anyway on the screen here, right? I can add in other things as well too, like I can add in my display capture, and I press so display capture is capture your entire screen. Let me say I have 3 monitors. You want to capture the display on that monitor, which is the entire screen on that monitor, and I say, well, in the case I only have one monitor, which is my Windows screen, I press
Mm-hmm.
OK, and then it would capture the entire screen. Yeah, automatic. Right, so it would capture my entire screen, and it would also have this this thing in the corner here as well, which is the meeting. So that basically it is basically a lot of these things that have like your video editing. You need to kind of be versed in it and understanding the terms, understanding what you can do and not do. Um, So you could even create layers as well on it. You can layer it. So like
Mm-hmm.
if I move, so let me say this here captures my entire screen, but this little small thing is here. If I move this here in front of this, well, at the top of it, I will not see that again. It's there,
Okay, yeah.
it's there, you know, but it's in the back, right?
Okay.
So then I move it to the front. If I'm not seeing it, I move it to the front, and sorry, I move to the front and I it. Right, so they have it in front of it now. It's actually there, and I could even decide if I want to take off one. Right, the eye is basically what really it is. If I don't want to see it anymore, I want to stream without you seeing this, I would just click this eye. It would disappear. If I want to only see the entire screen except for this little thing, I just click this. It's the same layers you're playing with basically. Because
Okay.
if I think so you basically turn it off and on of the layers. So I covered scene sources is per scene have a different source. If you realize this one is the same thing the entire screen, but this one here have the little thing in the corner here. So
Right.
every scene have a different set of sources here. Alright, so that is that. Wap wap. And then you have the audio. So I have audio coming in from my desktop. Plus I have my mic connected. So that is audio as well. Very easy to add these things. Right click in the corner. No. Yeah. Alright, so let me see how I can show that. Well, basically, we can add it. Wait, just add this thing. Basically, per source, it will have, I would say, like the entire display. By default, though, it will have your desktop. It would have your desktop audio being taken, and if you have a mic plug-in, it would also have your mic here as well by default. So you will have your
Okay.
desktop and plus your mic. So you don't really have to worry about, alright, well, where I'm gonna find this or whatever the case may be. Other than that, though, um, you have your right. So you have your two audios. So I could actually choose. So let me say I just want to hear my desktop audio, which is you speaking. I am speaking to you, but if you speak to me, I will only hear what you say. Well, the recording will only contain what you say, basically. So if I take,
Okay. I hear anything, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, you're seeing it, yeah.
so your mic audio coming back on, so it's active. Yeah, look like this. Your monitoring is for advanced things, like if you're doing a church stream where you're streaming on your church and you just want to monitor the audio coming in for the instruments and thing, because that is why it is used in church. It
Okay.
is used to basically do the stream for our church to monitor the audio. You will literally be hearing, you will be literally hearing the audio that coming through here to the stream. Right, you'll be hearing it live performing on the stage, but you could also hear it here through the mixer. They run the mixer into this and you just put this thing here, and I will literally be hearing the live audio coming through. So I could actually mute this, and I could monitor the audio and say, well, all right, cool, they're ready to start, and let's click this, and it'll basically start. But anyways, that is for
Okay.
next time. You don't need to know that right now. So while Miss is presenting, I would normally have this is the thing here. I would normally have the OBS. I will start it up, and then I would put it would already be on the whole entire screen. So all I really have to do once I do my setup, I just press start recording, and it will basically
Mm-hmm.
start recording. Once I finish recording everything, I press stop recording. You would wonder, well, where the file gonna go? All I really had to go is go in file in the corner here, show
Okay.
recordings, and it will bring it to the place where the recordings is. The recordings will be large, so make sure you have space on your computer. But the temporary solution is that you record one recording, you upload it to your YouTube channel if you have a YouTube channel, so that YouTube would break it down and reduce the size and then from there I would actually download the YouTube video, and it would be in a reduced size, so I could actually share it around like how I was able to share that presentation on the
Yeah.
WhatsApp chat. That was actually 2 GB when I finished rendering from Filmora. So what I did was basically send it to YouTube, let it render it and reduce it down, then download it back so I could share it all over the place. So that
Okay,
was
fair.
basically it. So when you hire lectures, you record it, you save it to a physical location, upload it on your YouTube for sharing capabilities, and I should. So that is one more thing you should have, because when you're looking for recording and like and material and stuff like that, you would want to know, well, where it is that I'm going to go, well, how it is well, what the whole question you're gonna ask yourself is, what must teach last class if you don't have no recording. So that is that. Next we could have, right, so I already showed you guys on first time Notebook LM. I will go over it. Notebook LM is basically an AI that you use to study notes and materials and all different other things. I will go into a very let me see, project management day 2. Right. 3 dashboards, right? So let me go before that. So it would actually create a notebook. The first thing you would do, you come into a doc like this. It would actually drop whatever material or drop any link. So if you have a YouTube video and you want a breakdown on the YouTube video, or you want a insight on the YouTube video, you can drop it here. So let's see if I have a YouTube video. Yeah. I don't have a YouTube video, but anyways, you drop your material here. So it come on this side here. It have local material, it have online materials, so it's up to you which source you want to add. If you X of this and you want to add back a source, you just click here, and just drop in, or you just upload. Right, so your sources on the side, this is where you type, this is where you chat with AI. So if I say, give me a concise rundown of this, of whatever you have here, it will give you a
Yeah.
concise. And then, so this is your material, you and AI, and all the generation. So let me say, for example, like day 2, when I now started the course, project management day 2. Right, so I would have asked it, give me a concise rundown based on the source, created detailed study material and information to learn the topics stated in lessons 2. And then it basically did create that, and then I take that and I save it. So I press save to note, it will come here. So you can
Okay.
actually export this as a document or whatever the case may you want it to be, whatever. From your material, you could actually have a range of things you could do. You could create an audio overview. If you are a person, you learn better with audio, you create an audio overview. You learn better with infographics, you create that. Flashcards, you do that. Mind map, you do that as well. Video overview, you do that as well. Slide deck is for PowerPoint slides. Quiz, if you're into quiz, which I will be doing with the lectures that we have, I'll combine all of them, send it in here, and just quiz myself on things going forward so that I will not forget anything.
That's so cool though.
Yeah, so that as well. So that is it for Notebook LM. It's really and truly what the name is. It's just a way how to study. GenSpark is basically unlimited to anything. You can go from nothing to something, create a website, AI sheets, application. You just have to know how to prompt and know what you're dealing with and understand your material properly. So from our slides, from documentation, from PDFs, anything you could think of, this AI could do it, but you're limited to certain amount of credits, which is 100 per day, 24 hours. The smartest thing to do is create one-on-one account, Gmail account, and I cycle through each Gmail account so that I will not, if I utilizing a big project and I try to get that done in one day, a simple thing as generating a PowerPoint slide might take up the whole 100. So
Okay.
because it doesn't just use one thing, it's a series of AIs combined together to basically fulfill all these things that you want to do. Also, if you're in person, or you have a meeting, like a Google Meet, like this Google Meet now, I can actually connect this AI through this little thing here, and it will record everything we say and transcribe it and make a complete summary of it, right? So I already did have notes already here. I already have it here. I already did have some notes already. Basically, what you can do, you could either add a meeting URL, so it would sit in the meeting and, you know, see, well, listen it in on every single thing that you're saying, so it would, then summarize everything. Or you can actually import scripts, or you could even just, if you are a person and you just want to storm ideas, and you really want to just storm everything here and have it at the end of this, it would basically create a summarize. You can actually talk to your notes, say, well, generate a full breakdown on or format these things that I'm saying. So like, if you're creating a plan, you say, well, you just want to get everything out, and it's a mind map. You storm to the AI, and it would tell it to organize to a decisive plan on basically completing this task, and it would just lay out everything for you. Right, so that was that part there. Let me go back to it, to show you. So I actually have the app on my phone. So for me, I like to storm a lot, so I would just click AI notes, and I'll go into it and I'll storm, and then it will generate everything for me. However, you can also use the application for like in-person lectures. So if you're in class, sit on the front desk, and you basically put on this, and it will record for an hour, 2 hours. It don't have no limit.
That's really good though.
Because I
Yeah.
know ChatGPT have, well, no, transcribers actually have limits. They just actually have to pay for those, and they don't even go beyond an hour. So I experimented with it, and it went beyond an hour already with me. So, and it doesn't really use as much credits for those. It's like 5 or 10 per, whatever the case may be. Click all agents here, you'll see all the agents that it has. So if you want to create AI slides, whatever the case may be, or you don't even know what you want, or you even know which AI to go to, you just tell it here, you just, say, well, create slides, right? And it will basically go to the actual AI that will have to get that done, and it will tell it what to do. And yeah, that's why I zoom most of the time. So that is basically it. It have no limits. Very important thing to have, because in the academic, when I pull through, like for us when we was clutching, we had to get slides, we had to get this. It's like, wait, but we didn't have no time to do it, because we had to take care of our kids, we had to go to do this, we had to do overtime, whatever the case may be. And
Mm-hmm.
you really just want that ease up, but you also want to kind of understand what you have in front of you as well. You don't want to just generate slides and you're wasting out your points by doing that, and you don't know what you're generating. You need to understand exactly what you want on these slides, if you need to do so, or you already have something that the AI could work on, right? So yeah, yeah, even with, and the thing about GenSpark too, it have no limitations to as what you want, as you can drop as many files as you want. With
Okay.
ChatGPT, you're limited. That is why I would always prefer this, and it actually connected to the web, so you can actually have updated answers. You don't have ChatGPT where you have it updated only to 2025 and yeah 2026, and it's like, but wait, nah, this thing give me old information. So I would really prefer you go to GenSpark for the majority of things. Go to ChatGPT for certain things, like prompting your sentence if you want it to be clear for the stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it with GenSpark. Alright. So after Filmora, I'll show how to export now. So after you already finish your stuff and you play it through, this is your little window here to see how everything will be going from start to finish. Um,
Right.
you could, yeah, for Filmora though, it is, the reason why I say it's the best that I've used so far in my career. I use many different other, I use CapCut, I use DaVinci Resolve, I use all these different high-end things, but I just really wanted something to cut, drop, and export and have real good transitions and effects and audio effects as well too. And I found that this was the best I ever used.
Only base.
And
Okay.
I've used this to create professional videos for persons as well too. Because I actually worked for a company called Next Gen Education as a school, and they wanted some tough and real pro level videos, and I was like, wait, nah, this cannot be, it's like this man. So it's been really great to kind of think, and so far so good. So, but if
You
you say
study AI, you study IT in school or
no, I it was all these things as hobbies and passions I do on the side, and
okay.
I realized that it's real useful in anything that I do. So that is why you should learn these things like video editing, because you might have to create a presentation or something like that. AI, photo
But that's what
editing,
my husband doing in his spare time right now,
yeah,
but
marketing is
he says
a
his spare
very
time not he doesn't have as much flexibility. So a long time I see him work on his project.
yeah it is be like last night.
Time
It has been
consuming.
real
Yeah.
tough. The reason I was so dedicated on finishing it because I know we had a deadline, so I know for sure it's either you call out to work or you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was easy to finish. So you see, based on my experience, it was very easy for me. I just need to figure out how the layout should look and how I want it. Once I figure out that, I will be on my way to just drag and drop, cut on wherever it is, and that is it. So to export with the free version, you will not be able to export without a watermark on your screen. So you will have a watermark on your screen and you will have a certain limit of what you're able to actually export. But with the paid one, you don't need none of that. So what I really just did, I click here, export. Alright, so I'll show you the settings. So you have, the first thing I want to show you is you have to put your name, the name of the video that's the title of the video. They will utilize AI to kind of create a title for you if you're doing YouTube and thing. You tell it where you want the file to go after it render. Okay, when back up to the cloud. If you had the paid version, you can back up to their cloud, but I believe eventually you will have to pay for space. So local backup for now. Presets. So you have you can either adjust it here, custom, or you can match it to it. Once you drop in audio and everything and video, something like that, it would already understand what you have and it will tell you, well, either you want to match it or or you're doing like every week you're doing a YouTube video and you had a previous export settings, you can revert to your previous export
Just use that,
settings,
yeah.
right? So let me just play around with something here. So this is custom, so I played around with it. Custom, there were previous export settings. It would readjust it to the last export settings, or I match it to the project settings. It's good to always match it to the project settings sometimes based on how it come out, because your quality on the project might be HD and for simple terms HD, and when you put it to a higher resolution here, it can come out looking blurry because it just not fitting the stuff. So you just put it easy for the sake of stress, match project settings, and that's it. From here you select your format, have different formats. All these is audios, MP3
Mm-hmm.
wave. These is different things. This is a photo. This is different photos. These are video outputs. The reason why it has so many different ones is because different softwares or wherever you're gonna upload your audio or sorry your video
Use
and use it
different things, yeah.
use different file formats. As I said before, Audacity had to convert to MP3 because it doesn't recognize other files other than MP3 or whatever the case it comes with. So MP4 is MP4, which is the video format. Adjust your resolution. The encoder is very important. Well, I wouldn't really get into it, but basically, this is what actually combines your audio and your video together. You need this, especially this one. Well, you wouldn't really need to do anything. It already comes with it. But for editing software, something like that, you need to know this information because you would need to know it's for editing. Like if you're using Adobe, um, those Adobe softwares and things to edit videos and
Yeah.
things. Quality, I put it at high because oh no. So you realize the change after custom. So I put match project settings. it recognized the quality of the video and stuff was medium, so I didn't mind leaving it on medium because I know that is how it will take. FPS is um FPS determines how fast the playback is. Well, not really how fast, but it also deals with the quality of your playback, right? If it have any lag and stuff like that. You know, these things are really necessary. So once you adjust your thing here, you set your location, you put your name, you export. Here it will show you the size of how much it's gonna be, the duration of your total video. You need to know this information. Next thing you know, you press export and you don't have the storage, and then bam,
Yes, yeah.
problems. So you press export. After you export, it will tell you if it finished, and that is pretty much it. You go to the location and you have your stuff. Export this, export this, export this, export this. So that's so it will look like this. No, this is the yeah. Right, so you still clean looking here, but when Miss was presented it looked kind of real thing. Yeah. So this is how it will look. So this is the actual export itself. Very clean, precise, and on point. That is how you want to basically hire stuff. Alright, so we went through a series of things. We went through AIs, we went through video editing, we went through OBS to record the screen, we went through Audacity to edit your audio for presentation. So we covered a bit of things. We also went through Canva, which is to edit slides and flyers and things like that we can do. Thing about Canva is that it already comes with templates, so you don't really necessarily to look or make up a template. You could utilize one. Or for me, the reason why it is I went to AI and asked it to generate the slides is because one, it will decide on the style of the slides. I could tell it, well, choose a more feminine or a more
Yeah.
wedding suiting kind of theme, and utilize that, and it would do what it does. And that is basically it. It was an all-in-one shot, and I took it, and it cut down on a lot of time. So that is that. The next thing, for me, I just take a lot of notes, and I like to have my notes section off. So I use an app called Joplin. You could actually install it on your phone or whatever the case may be. Or you could even use a better one. Well, not a better one. Well, I bias on this one because this one is what I like to use. This is called Joplin, Joplin. A note-taking application, but it doesn't just do notes. It does all our renders for stakeholder analysis and all them fancy stuff. It was, let me show you a project, like, so the EUN diagram. Like this table here, even this table. So normally, alright, so the reason why I'm utilizing this is because I use a lot of AI. So AI have a way how it is, if I copy something from AI, it will look like this. It'll look real weird, but I've seen it looking like this on AI, but when I copy it looking like this. What that is called is actually a markdown, is a language. It's a markdown language, that type of language. And is you'll basically learn more of this, like if you're doing website development.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So what I basically did here is I basically copy and paste that because I realized that Joplin, it comprehends markdown language, and it presents two views. So first view would have been, the default view would have been here. You'll just see this, but then it have two views. If I click this little M here, which is your markdown, it will show here the raw text, and then how it look in here. So when I now copy my stuff from here and I say, well, I like that table that generated the award table in my presentation, I just copy that and I drop it in here, and it would read everything and put everything together. And then from there, I right click on this little thing here, export, and I export it as PDF, or export it as PDF or Markdown, or whatever the case may be. It have a lot of different things that you had to understand, but basically this is what it is. I have a lot of things going on in my life, so I would have different sections. So I have work. I mean, let's toggle this seriously, that's less complicated. So also have economic, educational, spiritual, right? That is module on this side. So it will have different sections. It's like an
Mhm.
archive. So you know you archive your stuff. So daily revelations are going like identity, delight. Well, these things that I write down on a daily basis for my phone and my computer. So this is basically just to have an organized set of notes for the course where you can do. I did just this setup so you can copy the same layout. I had courses I know that I will not just be doing project management alone. So
Okay.
I know that is one of the courses that I have to
As you
come.
start and
Yeah,
yeah.
so I drop in project management day and I add in this layout. So you could use the same layout in your future endeavors. Course
Mm-hmm.
outline, lecture, class notes, you will have revised notes, and then you will also have assignments. All of our assignments from day one to thing and even with um even with the lecture notes, because the first day we didn't have no notes to deal with. So we actually had photos, because I sent all the photos to the group. So you had to learn how to also screenshot photos very quickly on your computer. You could utilize a command which is holding down the Windows key, Shift and S, and it would
Mm-hmm.
bring up a window like this. You see everything looking kind of blurred out in the back. Right. So and have a
Or the
cross.
slipping tool.
Yeah, the snipping tool is a very shortcut way. And you just drag and thing and it would automatically save it one time. Bam. So you save here and I can actually go to the location. Other than the snipping tool, you have to actually manually save and then all these it automatically saves. So you have a one shot and then you just go into your text and you just control V to paste and then you paste it and look at it. Right?
Okay.
Um and I was able to actually keep up with the notes. And it already stored it on my computer, so I could actually from there now just send everything to the group so everybody could get the notes. Um, right, so that is that. So you kind of had to play around with this to kind of really learn in and out of how it is. I could actually go through, but it would take up a lot of time to actually go through. But the basics ones is normally when you come in, everything will be blank. You have nothing at all. So I would
Well, let
do,
as time goes on, yeah.
I'll do tests. I'll do a test to show you how it will look, right? So normally you would have like create your first note. Your first, well, I would call it a notebook. Well, yeah, it's a notebook. So you create your notebook, normally like a notebook.
First entry.
Your notebook would have sheets in your notebook. So your sheets will be like these. Your sheets will, so this is the book here, this is the notes in the book, and this is the display here.
Okay.
So this is the notes here. Well, this is the book, sorry. And I add in a note and I say, well, this note is test 2. Right. So in the book, it have one page. That's 2. So type of my stuff, blah, 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 blah. On top here, just like Word, it have different things. You could add in a checklist. So eggs, and you click it off on the side. You know,
Okay.
things like that. That's pretty much it. So that is it. So when you click outside of that, now it will automatically save. And there you have it. If you want to do like me and add different sections, you do the same thing. Add a notebook again, right? I just drag and drop inside here. So now this becomes a parent, and this is the sub
Yeah.
things of those, right? So and then well, delete is delete, so I delete this whole thing. Right. And move to the trash. This is your inside your trash. You will have all your delete. You can restore when you can. Right. So that is basically it. So you can it's useful because you're going to actually, while in the lecture, you're going to write your notes and also screenshot and stuff and put everything together. And then you can revisit it at the end of your class and take actual physical notes in a book or something. Um, so that is to take it notes. And nothing really else. With regards to
What?
schooling, you need to also have a cloud because it's always good to have a cloud. The cloud that I just use is Mega Sync, well, Mega for short. And I utilize that to sync every single thing because a fire take place, something happen, and you lose all your files, where you go.
That's a free cloud or you have to pay for that
This
one?
one free. When on the time that you join, this is how it is look. So yeah, you had to create an account first, you log in, and then so it's a free cloud. This is the storage you will have. So I have 25 gigabytes available normally, and it's a free. It's free, so 25 gigabytes available, and that is the free storage that I've been given. Um, Originally you would have 15 gigabytes available when you now start, and if you like complete certain things, you get it in other
You get
storages.
a little more, okay.
Yeah, so I had 25 gigs, and this is all my stuff for work. I had it uploaded and updated and everything. So um, it's anything. The thing about it is that this literally on my computer right now. This is the local files. If I add something in this local files, it's syncing on the cloud. It connected to the cloud basically. It's like a
Okay.
shared folder now. So I actually
Mm-hmm.
have a shared folder from work on my work computer, phone, everything connected. So if I actually add a file here, I can actually access it in three different
Yeah.
any way I have that file on the device, I can access it at one time. So it's good to have.
Kind
Um,
of similar to a Dropbox.
Dropbox is real
Probably
failure.
more
It's
advanced.
2026, and we not on that. This the reason why I chose. I've been using this for years. The reason I go with this is because when you drop an item and you're waiting 10 years for it to upload in Dropbox, this thing like it sucking
It's
in
probably kind of
everything,
slow.
everything. Yeah, you get it real fast. And the service is really good. They have not. The only thing about them is that you have to consistently be using your account. If like 3 months pass and you ain't using it, they will delete your account. So remember they giving you free space, so you know they can't really get all that quality if you're not using their software, because what's the point, right?
Understand you cover a whole lot. I am yawning and sleepy now.
Yeah, we cover our stuff. Well, 2 hours. Well, I
It's
want 30
so
minutes,
I
but yeah,
gonna
that is it. They basically it there.
definitely do some research on some of these apps and some of these programs and
Yeah.
stuff. And some of these things, as I said, will help my husband with what he's trying to do now with his little side project he trying to do. So, yeah,
Yeah, he could try
thank you very much.
this thing course view. It's a new thing that I have now. The-
Cost for something.
yeah, no, not Coursera, but it's some way I know I had the app on my phone.
CURSIV.
Yeah, it was advertising all over the place the other day. But it's a real good app to have because it it's a dollar US for a course, boy, and it have things on AI, it have things on different kind of things. You can utilize those things now, and you get certificates with it as well. So you could
Because
he
I was
could
asking ChatGPT if it legit because it keep coming up on my
oh he was asking if it's legit. Well, a person in my work actually utilizing it now, so it should be legit because they doing it for time now, and um I think it really and truly I think grab it as it's here, because the thing is that things like this they'll start off real cheap and then they'll get expensive later on, because but yeah, so
COURSIV, if it's the same thing we're talking about.
yeah, I think so. I think it's that. And I use another one which is Allison um to get free courses. But I ain't start as yet because I was doing this SPCS one, so you can utilize Allison to get free courses, e-certificates. I don't,
Mm.
you're getting all the material free. It's only when you had to get a certificate you had to pay for it. Um, so that's the only thing. But you, I mean, you get the information. If you just really just want to know the information, then you could go ahead. But if you want certification as well too, just remember you had to pay a little money to get your certification. But I don't think it's that much money, right? So that is basically it there. I will definitely be. You see, the thing is like based on what you really want in this life. So